One day Henry wanted to rest, but Percy was talking to some engines. He was telling them about the time he had braved bad weather to help Thomas. It was raining hard. Water swelled under my boiler. I couldn't see where I was going, but I struggled on. Oh, Percy, you are brave. Well, it wasn't anything really. Water's nothing to an engine with determination, Percy. What are you engines doing here? Hissed Henry. This shed is for the Fat Controller's engines. Go away. Silly things, Henry snorted. They're not silly. Percy had been enjoying himself. They are silly, and so are you. Water's nothing to an engine with determination. Huh! Anyway, said cheeky Percy, I'm not afraid of water. I like it. He ran off to the harbour singing. Once an engine attached to a train was afraid of a few drops of rain. No one ever lets me forget the time I wouldn't come out of the tunnel in case the rain spoilt my paint, huffed Henry. Thomas was looking at a board on the quay. Danger! We mustn't go past it, he said. That's orders. Why? Danger means falling down something, said Thomas. I went past danger once and fell down a mine. I can't see a mine, said Percy. He didn't know that the foundations of the quay had sunk. The rails now sloped downward to the sea. Stupid board, said Percy. Percy made a plan. One day he whispered to the trucks, will you give me a bump when we get to the quay? The trucks had never been asked to bump an engine before. They giggled and chatted about it. Driver doesn't know my plan, chuckled Percy. On, laughed the trucks. Percy thought they were. I can do that whenever I like. Every wise engine knows that you cannot trust trucks. Go on, they yelled, and bumped Percy's driver and fireman off the footplate. Oh, said Percy, sliding past the board. Percy was frantic. That's enough. Percy was sunk. You are a very disobedient engine. Percy knew that voice. Please, sir, get me out, sir. I'm truly sorry, sir. No, Percy, we cannot do that till high tide. I hope it will teach you to obey orders. Yes, sir. It was dark when they brought floating cranes to rescue Percy. He was too cold and stiff to move. Next day, he was sent to the works on Henry's goods train. Well, chuckled Henry. Did you like the water? No. I am surprised. You need more determination, Percy. Water's nothing to an engine with determination, you know. Perhaps you will like it better next time. Percy is quite determined that there won't be a next time.
Hi, James. Hello, Thomas. What are you doing? I'm going to take the flying kipper. Have you seen Thomas? He's taking the flying kipper with only one truck. That's stupid. He needs multiple trucks to make it work. Oh, he thinks he can do it with one truck. Those two trucks over there might be good though. That is absolute. Well, never mind. I was about to say that was absolute bullcrap, but somehow he did it. Well, I'm leaving. So. Hi, Percy. Hi, James. What's going on? Nothing, just the fact that Thomas just caused a... Whoa. I think Thomas just zoomed past. The freight truck. I'm not sure he was... Now, if those have somehow... Those are somehow disconnecting. Well, I guess he arrived at Shanty Yard, but they all fell down the hill. Well, it wouldn't really make that much sense. Well, looks like Thomas had a big crash. Has anyone got the breakdown train on them? Because I don't know where it is. Do you know where the breakdown might be? Because I'm gonna go find the breakdown train. See you later, boys. Is Toby aware that the breakdown train doesn't exist anymore? No, James, I think he might be stuck. When's going to try and find it? Well, bye. Oh, god damn it, I derailed. Stupid switching points. Silly Thomas doesn't know anything about this. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. Thomas doesn't know anything about the flying kipper. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. I'm stuck. Somebody help me. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh no. Oh no. Sorry, Toad. It's okay. I'm going to go find Mr. Oliver. Mr. Oliver. Mr. Oliver. What are you up to? That didn't sound good. Woohoo! Troublesome, baby! Here we go again. Don't worry about that. troublesome trucks are gonna get you. Woohoo! Oh! Ah! Oh! Oi! Ah! Can't believe... Ah! Diesel betrayed us! Oh! Oh! Diesel definitely betrayed us. He said he was gonna help us go faster, not crash into stuff. Well, technically we are happy. Oh! How many more trucks did Diesel attempt to send? I survived. And you did not. Oh, flipping hell.
One winter evening, Henry's driver said, "We'll be out early tomorrow. We've got to take the flying kipper." "Don't tell Gordon, but I think if we pull the kipper nicely, the Fat Controller will let us pull the express. The special coal they gave you is working well." "Hurrah!" cried Henry. "That will be lovely." All kinds of ships use the harbour at the big station by the sea. There are passenger ships, cargo ships, and fishing boats also come here. They unload their fish on the quay. Some of it goes to shops in the town, and the rest in a special train to other places far away. This is the train the railwaymen call the Flying Kipper. Henry was ready at 5 o'clock. There was snow and frost. Men hustled and shouted, loading the vans with crates of fish. The last door banged, the guard with crates of fish. The last door banged, the guard showed his green lamp. The Flying Kipper was ready to go. Come on, don't be silly, puffed Henry to the vans. The vans shuddered and groaned, trock, trick, all right. That is better, puffed Henry. Clouds of smoke and steam poured from his funnel into the cold air, and the fire's light shone brightly. Hurry, panted Henry. They were going well. The light grew better. Signal light shone green as they passed. Away we go. They couldn't know the points from the main line to a siding were frozen, and the home signal should have been set at danger, but snow had forced it down. A goods train was waiting in the siding to let the Flying Kipper pass, and the driver and fireman were drinking cocoa in the brake van. "The Kipper is due," said the guard. "Who cares?" said the fireman. "This is good cocoa." The driver got up. "Come on, fireman, back to our engine." They got out just in time. Henry's driver and fireman had jumped clear before the crash, but Henry lay dazed and surprised. His driver and fireman had jumped clear before the crash, but Henry lay dazed and surprised. The fat controller came to see him. "The signal was down, sir," said Henry. "Cheer up, Henry, it wasn't your fault. Ice and snow caused the accident. I'm sending you to Crewe, a fine place for sick engines. They'll give you a new shape and a larger firebox. You'll feel a different engine and won't need special coal anymore. Won't that be nice?" "Yes, sir," said Henry doubtfully.
I'm chuffing. I'm puffing.
Henry liked being at Crewe, but was glad to come home. A crowd of people waited to see him arrive in his new shape. He looked so splendid and strong.
Has worked his branch line for many years. "You know just where to stop, Thomas," laughed his driver. "You could almost manage without me." Thomas had become conceited. He didn't realise his driver was joking. "Driver says I don't need him now," he told the others. "Don't be so daft," snorted Percy. "I'd never go without my driver," said Toby earnestly. "I'd be frightened." "Pooh," boasted Thomas. "I'm not scared." "You'd never dare." "I would then. You'll see." It was dark next morning when the firelighter came. Thomas drowsed comfortably as the warmth spread through his boiler. He woke again in daylight. Percy and Toby were still asleep. Thomas suddenly remembered. "Silly stick in the muds," he chuckled. "I'll show 'em. Driver hasn't come yet, so here goes." He cautiously tried first one piston, then the other. "They're moving." He cautiously tried first one piston, then the other. "They're moving. They're moving," he whispered. "I'll just go out, then I'll stop, and wheesh. That'll make 'em jump." Thomas thought he was being clever, but really he was only moving because a careless cleaner had meddled with his controls. He soon found his mistake. He tried to wheesh, but he couldn't. He tried to stop, but he couldn't. He just kept rolling along. "The buffers will stop me," he thought hopefully. But that siding had no buffers. It just ended at the road. Thomas's wheels left the rails and crunched the tarmac. "Horrors!" he exclaimed, and shut his eyes. He didn't dare look at what was coming next. The station master's family were having breakfast. They were eating ham and eggs. They were eating ham and eggs. The house rocked, broken glass tinkled, plaster peppered their plates. Thomas had collected a bush on his travels. He peered anxiously into the room through its leaves. He couldn't speak. The station master grimly strode out and shut off steam. His wife picked up her plate. "You miserable engine," she scolded. "Just look what you've done to our breakfast. Now I shall have to cook some more." She banged the door. More plaster fell. This time it fell on Thomas. Thomas felt depressed. The plaster was tickly. He wanted to sneeze, but he didn't dare in case the house fell on him. Nobody came for a long time. Everyone was much too busy. At last, workmen propped up the house with strong poles. They laid rails through the garden, and Donald and Douglas, puffing hard, managed to haul Thomas back to the yard. His funnel was bent. Bits of fencing, the bush, and a broken window frame festooned his front, which was badly twisted. He looked comic. The twins laughed and left him. He was in disgrace. "You are a very naughty engine." "I know, sir. I'm sorry, sir." Thomas's voice was muffled behind his bush. "You must go to the works and have your front end mended. It'll be a long job." "Yes, sir," faltered Thomas. "Meanwhile," said the Fat Controller, "a diesel rail car will do your work." A diesel, sir," Thomas spluttered. "Yes, Thomas."
One day Rosie saw a truck, so she decided to pick it up. She was making sure everything was okay before she picked it up. Then she picked the truck up, and then she slowly but surely started moving again. Then she got to the station, but then she got bumped off the rails, which was not good, since then another engine had to collect the truck and take it to the station using a longer way around. Poor Rosie was in a mess. Stanley was taking the truck along the main line. He was having a lovely time. And then he made it to the station. But then started talking about how I was confused. "Where's Rosie?" he announced. "She crashed. It was a very bad accident. She got bumped off the rails by the truck she was pulling. So I had to pull it myself, sir," said Stanley. "It's okay," said the Fat Controller. "I just got a phone call earlier saying that there was a derailment with the special truck I ordered, but where's the stuff that's inside of it?" "Wait, what?" said Stanley. Stanley didn't know that there was supposed to be stuff inside of the truck. "I'll quickly reverse and get it. What was needed?" said Stanley. "A couple of pigs from the farm. There's going to be an animal talent show." "Oh, chuff that as fast as I can, sir," said Stanley. And then he chuffed away as fast as he could. Later, Stanley returned with the pigs. But then he also got bumped off the rails. "How many times am I going to be bumped off the rails?" said Stanley sadly. But luckily, Stanley's friend Thomas arrived. "Are you okay, Stanley?" said Thomas. "I think so." "Oh, chuff and a puff, and I'll get the breakdown train." Thomas went as quick as he could, but the breakdown train was nearby anyway. "I'll make sure I'll get the breakdown train so my friend Stanley can't get hurt." Soon Stanley was back on track. "Thank you, Thomas," said Stanley. "No problem, Stanley," said Thomas cheerfully. Then Stanley managed to get to the station and no harm was done to the pigs. Went one of the pigs. Stanley thought the pig said thank you. The end. Stanley's special day. The engines on the island of Sodor love being busy with lots of work to do. As it gives them a sense of pride to do their work. Stanley is one of these engines. Stanley was bored of shunting in the yard, so he decided he could go on an adventure to the quarry. The quarry is a very dangerous place for a small engine, but Stanley was brave that he could make it. I shall huff and puff and bring some trucks with me. When Stanley got to the quarry, he was excited. There's so much to do here, said Stanley excitedly. And then he noticed one of his friends huffing and puffing and shuffing. But then an avalanche happened, so Stanley attempted to run away from it. When the avalanche was cleared, Diesel decided to help Stanley. You know what? Even though I don't normally like steam engines, you are a good friend. Oh, said the truck as it derailed. And I'm skeptical about some engines. And how they are not the best engines. Yeah, that is something to be saying. Well, it's not the worst thing or the best. It's just about being really useful. And they both had agreed on that. They then decided to double head the train to the station. They were having lots of fun. Stanley then said, Diesel, this was a fun day. And then Diesel replied, it sure was, friend. And Stanley was one of the engines who changed Diesel's opinion on steam engines. Which was good, because there was lots of steam engines on the island of Sodor. The end. On Mr. Percival's Railway. This song is about the engines on Mr. Percival's Railway. Luke is small, tiny tank engine, and he is green. He's number 22 and likes to pull freight. There is one thing different than the rest of them. He likes to hide in tunnels. That's because he is really shy. He doesn't really know how to be really useful with his anxiety issues. But then he does try to do his best. But that is really just one of the few engines. Rogue likes to hide all the time. He does not really know how to do much work. He's just flying on like the sky. But then, when you look, he can go flying by. Luke, he is a tiny saddle tank engine. He's a small narrow gauge engine, but he does get his work done. Unlike other engines, he makes a lot more accidents because he tries to stay out of the way of others. He's really shy, so he makes a lot more accidents and incidents, but when that comes down to his work, he's the best at doing what he does. He's kind of unique. Unlike the others, he has lots of less of accidents and maintenance on Rusty. He does Rusty work instead, because when Rusty has maintenance checks, Luke will help him do his work. One day, Rusty wanted to stay in the engine shed. I don't want to do work today, he said. I don't feel well. Luke was confused. Rusty, I thought you liked doing work. Yeah, but I'm a maintenance engine, replied Rusty. I'm supposed to be doing maintenance and having maintenance checks done on me. That explains why you were tipped over. Well, I'll be going then. Goodbye. Luke was worried about his friend. So when he stopped at every station, he asked some of the conductors, guards, and passengers to come to visit him. If you visit him, he might feel a little bit better. And if he feels better, he might get back to work and then be really useful. The passengers liked that idea, so they joined onto his train. When Luke got back to the yard, all the passengers were telling Rusty when he gets back to work and feels good again, they're going to bring presents for him and his driver. One of them even baked a cake for his driver, but realised that Rusty couldn't have the cake either. Due to recent events, he might feel better. What do you mean by recent events? Well, they're creating a special type of diesel fuel which will help diesels like you. And especially because you kind of need it with your current emotion of sadness and not happiness. That's a good idea, said Rusty. But the thing is, what will I do? I'm just a small diesel. How am I going to do much more with my current state? After Luke put his coach in the siding, he backed up to start his second train. You could, maybe, do tourist trains on the Scarlowy Railway, said Luke. Oh wait, I forgot my truck. Oh, I just realised something. I need a rest. I've been collecting passengers all day. It'll take too much longer for me to start pulling passengers again. But it was a good thing Luke was on the multi-gauge line, since Diesel rushed down to collect his truck. But Luke wanted to play a trick on him. Rusty, behold, I'm going to make you laugh. So Luke loaded lots of trucks in front of Diesel. But this would cause much more confusion and delay later than it would now. Luke, stop, said Diesel. You're going to make me annoyed. Then confusion and delay then just started to happen. Then there was trouble. There was a big mainline blockage. Later, the mess was cleaned up. Surely but slowly, Diesel was able to get refueled by the nearby oil. Then the fat controller came to speak to Luke. Luke, I know you're trying to make Rusty laugh, but causing confusion and delay is very different. You should have learned your lesson by now. First, you stay in all the tunnels blocking the main line again. Then you cause a large accident which costs us thousands of pounds to repair everything. Yes, sir. Sorry, sir, said Luke. Then he puffed away sadly. The end.